6.
AFL today, we feature 3 teams in the top 6 and one who'll be eyeing a finals berth if it can win today. The Pies have lost twice at home this year, and last week against the Bears was their only win in a month. Mick Malthouse has called this D-Day for his Eagles, and they'll have to break a drought at Victoria Park. Essendon's winning streak was broken last week, and the Bombers are clinging to the 6 by half a game. But the Tigers have a sniff of a hat-trick of wins, all on AFL today. Separated only by percentage. The Eagles certainly under strength because Ashley McIntosh didn't make the trip. He was replaced in the selected side by the ex-Bear Brendan Retzlaff. Also missing were Heady and Langdon. And Collingwood had their injury woes too. Christian was missing today for the first time this season. Both defensive teams, so we're set for a defensive type game. And remember last year, the only time they met, Collingwood won it by a point. This is the score to half-time. Collingwood started well and led 6-2 to 2 goals at quarter-time. The Eagles narrowed the gap in the second quarter, but the margin was still 11 points to half-time. Collingwood leading 9-2 56 to 7-3 45. We pick it up in the third quarter, and the commentators Sandy Roberts, Peter McKenna and Gerard Healy.
Well, here it is on centre wing still. Kemp shoots it out. Brad Rowe has been well held by Guy McKenna, but he slips the tackle this time, brings it into half-forward. Lamb and Francis, good play again by Lamb. He's well in control of that contest.
Richardson is the new opponent for Chris Lewis. So obviously the Magpies are a little bit concerned about their lack of run in the last part of that second quarter and have made some structural changes to rectify it.
Don Pike, a quick kick. Harding and Monkhorst. Paul Harding tries to fist it on. Tony Francis at the bottom of the pack brings it in, holding the ball, I think. He hooked it in underneath him and made no attempt to get it out. And the umpire, Hayden Kennedy, was watching that from side on. As long as they're consistent, that's the main thing. Here's Dean Kemp to the half-forward line. Hines and Lewis. Lewis hooks it back. Ugle and Morwood. Ugle there first, looking for someone to handball to. He elects to chip it across instead, and that was clever play by Ugle as he finds his teammate. It looks like Brendan Retzlaff has taken this mark.
Let's see if he's learned anything from his first shot at goal in the last quarter. Didn't go back and settle himself, just looked a little bit nervy. He's got the wind at his back. Not a difficult shot at goal, but certainly one the Eagles do need.
Well, he was an awful run-up last time. He's running close to the man on the mark, and that's an ordinary kick, a very, very ordinary kick. Not to make the kick that just wasn't deliberate, kicked it too high.
He ran a bit too close to the man on the mark. Just had to lift the trajectory, didn't make the distance.
10 points the margin. Waring, well spoilt by Wright, but straight down to Kemp from 60 metres. He floats it in towards full forward once again. Sumich is there. He takes the hand pass from Waterman and he kicks a goal. Sumich gets his 5th. And the Eagles now within real striking distance, just 4 points the margin.
And a good start to the quarter by the Eagles. Kemp, a very important player for them. And there's a tidy little handball. This looks like a 10-pin bowling ball. Bit of in-swing on it, gets the full result.
So we go back to the centre. The Eagles playing well. They're on top. They trail by 4 points, though, on the scoreboard, but they really have picked up their game. McCartney, a quick kick to the half-forward line. Some pushing and shoving going on. Guy McKenna is there. It's a loose ball. Dwayne Lamb has been magnificent. To half-forward. No mark. Taken by McCartney. Over to Russell. Oh, Russell kicks straight into Peter Matera. Matera's only about quarter fit, I would say, as he brings it in towards half-forward. The bounce, Morwood. Oh, clean bowled he was. It was taken by Saunders. Saunders hooks it out wide. This could be out in the full. It is. So just little things not going the way of the Magpies at the moment, the Eagles.
Perhaps Craig Kelly could swap positions with Gary Pert.
Sumich couldn't mark. Ugle has lifted his game. On to Kemp. Kemp sprints clear. Hooks it back in front of goal. Retzlaff back with a flight of the ball, but he outpointed him badly then, Shane Watson. He read that beautifully. Chips it to McGuan. Great trap by Mickey McGuan. He hooks it back to centre wing. waiting there is Harding. Oh, that's a good mark by Harding. Paul Harding on top of Monkhorst. Harding will chip it in. Sumic. Over the back is Evans. Evans goes to ground. He's got backup support from Hines. He keeps it in play. Still Hines. Still going on with it, Hines, and eventually is forced over the line by Watson. What a pressure game now.
Deep in the Eagles' attacking zone. McCartney. Hines. Mike the tackler on McGuan. Kemp dropped it. Mitchell close to the boundary line and over.
Yeah, there's a lot of fierce tackling going out onto the ground. And speaking of tackling, at half-time I spoke to the Collingwood statistician who's been here for 30 years, Starcevic coming back onto the ground, and said, Peter McGenna, you used to pay him to ticket off some tackles.
Retzlaff to full forward. Mitchell rides him into the ground and another bounce.
Yes, Monkhorst off the ground, Starcevic back into the ruck. Collingwood haven't scored since the 12-minute mark of the second quarter.
Lewis may get a chance. No, well smothered. Kemp, another opportunity. Off to Mainwaring. 45 metres out. Chris Mainwaring heads for home. This could give the Eagles the lead, and he's done it. Mainwaring has been like lightning since quarter time. And the Eagles hit the front.
Well on top to half forward. Lewis races after Richardson. Matera still putting the pressure on Fraser. The two racehorses. Fraser went without it. Guy McKenna, cool, calm and collected. Hooks it back. He's looking for Hines. McCartney's got him covered. Hines and McCartney. Sumic. And he's taken over the line with the ball. And it will be a throw-in. Sumic has been an excellent player. He's kicked 5. He came into this game with a cloud over his form, but he certainly has fired today. Here's the big fist back in front of the West Coast goal. Kicked away by Richardson in the danger zone for Collingwood. Mainwaring, sensational play. Unluckily, he punches it straight to Morwood. The chip pass out wide. Worsfold runs at it.
Well done,
oh,
Worsfold.
strong play. John Worsfold, magnificent captain's effort that. Oh, Mainwaring thumped off the ball. Here's Morwood. Now Watson. And the pressure of the game has forced Watson to put the ball out of bounds on the full.
Yes, they certainly have turned the tables, the West Coast. They're putting the pressure on Collingwood, and now the Pies are making the unforced errors.
Here's the kick from Retzlaff in towards full forward side. Good mark, Alan Richardson.
But just
Top
once
mark.
again, that passage of play by the captain Worsfold previously outpointed 2 Collingwood players. Tremendous leadership.
Saunders' kick is high towards centre wing. McKenna was doing the work at the back. Collingwood have got to find something. Fraser. Inside 50. Over the back it goes. Wilson could have been held. Socket off the ground, but it ricochets away towards the 50-metre line. Jakovic will be first to it. Gets clear. Steadies towards centre wing. Watson sets himself. Mainwaring does the roving and does it pretty well. Down towards Hines on half forward. The Pies have the numbers. Graham Wright gets it away quickly to Williams. A little chip over the top to accommodate Watson. And he marks just on the defensive side of centre wing. The Eagles have really stormed back after Collingwood controlled the first quarter. Starcevic to half forward. McGuan went over the top. Mitchell at the back goes through with an attempted soccer off the ground. Tony Shaw twists his way through. Harding a hurry kick into the middle. Richardson should mark. He's got Russell short, smack in the centre. Over the top he goes to Watson. Can go further afield to right. 75 metres out. He could have had a bounce here and gone for goal. Instead he elects to pass. And it's satisfactory because Rocker has marked. 25 metres out, but on a 45, no. Tighter angle. Pretty tight angle indeed.
Shane Watson dragging the player forward. A good play here from Graham Wright. He just waited for Rocker to present the lead rather than just bombing it into the square. He held the football. Collingwood shoot for goal.
It's the kick by Severio Rocker. Away to the left. One behind.
You only have to look at the crowd behind the goals, don't you, to judge whether it's a goal or not.
There's a point in it. A thriller. The West Coast leading.
Yes, and the Magpie fans trying to lift their players, because the West Coast, they've certainly lifted. A beautiful kick by Guy McKenna has found Chakovic. And Gerard Healy wanted that move earlier, and it's come off. Kelly's gone right out of the game. Here's Retzlaff. Oh, is that in the back? Umpire said yes. Young Brendan Retzlaff on centre wing. Brings it in to Waterman. Chris Waterman, 2 bites of the cherry. Taken by Lewis. The loose ball coming the Eagles' way nearly every time. Beautiful kick to Ugle. Ugle's mark, 45 metres from goal. Magnificent kick by Chris Lewis.
Fantastic centering of the ball there from Chris Lewis, and he's pushing down now to make another option, but Collingwood players just checking him. That's great play, setting up Ugle for a shot from within inside the corridor.
Troy Ugle, the kick will float and float through for a goal to the Eagles. The West Coast, they're well on top in general play. A worried looking Lee Matthews, as we see the scoreboard shows 7 points the margin in favour of the West Coast.
Yes, and as we see on screen, this goal developed. One has to wonder what the Collingwood coach can do to get his side back. He's thrown his side around, trying to get some run. He's brought Starcevic onto the ground. Now it's up to the players. They must produce.
57 plays, 64. What a transformation. In the middle with Harding, celebrating his 100th game. Domain Waring, who flicks it further afield. Collingwood have got to score and score rapidly. Watson chipping over towards Russell. With him is Kemp. At the back, Starcevic just keeps it in play. The big man can go over the top. Here's a chance for them to score. The skipper, 40 metres out. But, pulls it away to the right and one behind. Kick in it. One straight kick. Guy McKenna. To the run of Wilson. Peter Wilson will look up towards centre wing. Saunders, but the ball is going to go to the Eagles.
I think he paid the mark.
He might have.
He put his hands up, the umpire, to signal a mark.
To Muddy Waterman. Who kicks to half forward. Hines at the back. Comes out of his hands. Collingwood repel yet again. Over the centre. Chakovic, the spoiler of Kelly. Kelly's going to get a free kick. We've got a vacant goal square. So he goes as long as he can. Deep in towards full forward. And a good diving attempt sees Wilson hold off that thrust.
Well, absolutely no value whatsoever from Craig Kelly, just bombing the ball long. Only the West Coast Eagles fans had to hold the football and wait for an option.
Harding to Pike. The Eagles controlling this game at the moment. Hines on centre wing. Sumic on a long lead, but not quite quick enough. And getting in between he and the boundary line is Alan Richardson.
Well, they're on top everywhere, Sandy, the Eagles. They're not so much on the scoreboard. They only lead by 6 points, but in general play, they're on top everywhere.
Well, when you consider they trailed by 26 points at quarter time, it's been all the blue and gold. Kemp round his body into the pocket. Collingwood have the numbers. Sumic provides the bump. Retzlaff provides the hand pass. High kick Waterman in towards full forward. Oh, what a mark by Worsfold!
Well, Peter, you said Main Waring sparked a revival in the second quarter. I think John Worsfold has been equal to his contribution. And look at that fine grab. He's turned the ball over for his side down on the half-forward flank not so long ago with a courageous run at the football. That was a great grab and should convert.
Worsfold leading by example. And the West Coast Eagles looking good at Victoria Park.
In the third quarter, and the Eagles holding an 8-point lead going into the final term. We pick it up in the last quarter with no addition to the score.
Monkhorst. The job has been asked of him in this last quarter. Lewis. Kick number 9 for him. Kicks towards the 50-metre line. Morwood had front spot, couldn't take the mark. Wright ripped off the football. Richardson may get a chance to run. Now he gets an unfavourable bounce, but gets it to Shaw. Short little chip intercepted by Hines. Danger here. Ugle, 30 metres out and closing. Shoots in towards goal and has missed. Well, had the chance to run into the open goal.
Should have converted, but he should never have had the football. And Tony Shaw's lack of a right foot made him sidestep when he should have kicked quickly, and they turned the ball over.
Harding and Monkhorst. Harding has won that battle today. Monkhorst, quick hand pass. Scott Russell, Fraser, Matera. He wasn't held. Good play by Matera, not to grab his opponent. I wonder in the context of the game how important that kick of Ugle's was. It would have put them over 2 goals in front, the Eagles. So you cannot afford to miss them from 20 metres, but it's on centre wing. Harding and Monkhorst. Here's Matera. Back to Guy McKenna. He's covered row very, very well. Trying to trap it was Kelly. Here's a loose ball with Hampson. Eventually it's forced over the line. It's still on centre wing. A real pressure game of football, a top game of football. The Eagles have never won at Victoria Park. Hines trying to flick it over the back. Matera working hard. Well played, Peter Matera. Now Paul Williams, he's caught. Gets his boot to it. Taken away by Worsfold. Nearly lost his shorts. Back towards Retzlaff. He should have kicked at Worsfold. Mickey McGuan off and running. McGuan to the half-forward line. Guy McKenna taps it over the back. Still going on with it is Brennan. Michael Brennan dodging, weaving. Hooks it out to Lewis. Great play by the fullback, and Chris Lewis marks on centre wing.
Had a good second half, Chris Lewis. Spirals a kick up towards half forward. Richardson does well, but it goes back towards Lewis and Wilson again, and Wilson takes a courageous mark running into McCartney.
Yes, hasn't had a great day, Peter Wilson, but that was just pure courage and a good performance.
Matera playing under an injury cloud, and he's been relatively quiet today. Kick number 7 for the star wingman. And he's a light, anything can happen. He goes long, up towards the forward pocket region. Pert stands his ground. Free kick. Going the way of Subic, and Peter McKenna shakes his
I think
head.
he's a bit stiff, Gary Pert, there. I think he was outmanoeuvred. You watch this. He was just outmanoeuvred. Do you reckon that was a free?
Oh, there's no way that was a free.
No free kick to Subic, but he's got it.
I wonder if the Collingwood members thought there was a free.
Oh,
Going berserk down there.
courageous umpire in front of the Collingwood Social Club. He deserves a medal. Give that.
Well, Subic has kicked 5. Won't add to it. Oh, Ugle!
That's the danger of Ugle. It's a pretty hard player to match up because he's so strong overhead. Coaches attempted to put smallish type players on him, but have a look at the leap. Very talented marking player he is.
Kick 1 in the 3rd term. And has only added a behind. Not what he wanted. He's had a couple of chances. Graham Allen and Alan McAllister.
It shades of Tony Jewell in the old days when he was coaching Richmond.
Graham has hair, though.
He's
It's not
got hair. Well,
surprising they're worried, though.
Tony pulled all his out.
Collingwood's got an extremely hard draw coming home, and there are no certainties for the finals. If they start to drop games, they'd expect a win at home.
Fraser down to Starcevic, and Starcevic marks down there at half forward. Craig Starcevic has had a quiet day. In towards half forward. Glenn Jakovich at the back. He should have gone for the mark. He went for the fist. Over the back is Brennan, receiving from Guy McKenna. A clever little chip pass across to the racy Matera, who this time steadies and chips it over to Mainwaring. Mainwaring can chip it out in front of Hines. Hines races after it. It sits for him. Hines will bring it in towards Sumic on the lead. Yes. Hits him on the chest. Off he goes. Peter Sumic, around the corner he goes and puts it out of bounds on the full. The Eagles wasting opportunities. Francis on the ground. Tony Shaw off for Collingwood, but really the Eagles peppering the goals and not kicking them.
So most of the Magpie members there said that kick to Sumic was out in the full.
Amazing what you see when you barrack for a side, isn't it?
One eye closed.
Mick McGuan. towards Monkhorst and Harding. Neither can take it. Worsfold tidy up at the back, slung, but gets his kick. 10 points the margin.
Worsfold played a great game for the Eagles.
Well, when the pressure was on, when the questions were asked, he was able to answer them. Hines over the top of Monkhorst. Right, gets the hand pass away. France has just come back on the ground at the expense of Tony Shaw. Rowe, a high flyer, fisted away by Wilson. Watson again goes for the fist. Worsfold in over the top, close to the boundary line, and Wilson making sure it's going nowhere, and he's been pinged. Wilson's kick towards the 50-metre line. Lewis, the flyer from the side. Francis bursts through, but he gets caught. The ball spills free over the line.
Great tackle by Lewis, Gerard.
Yes, he's a superb exponent of that skill. He's just telling Tony Francis how to do it.
Well, it's at half forward for the Eagles. They lead by 10 points. It's certainly not in the comfort. Again, Lewis, a strong tackle on Francis. And Tony Francis, he cannot break the shackles. He had Dwayne Lamb chasing him all over the ground. Now he's got Chris Lewis. 6 kicks for the little rover. That's just not enough. And Scott Russell only 9 and 4, so they're running players well down.
Fatty Lamb's just run over to pick up Tony Francis again. Not surprising, he's had 3 or 4 quick possessions.
Lewis again putting the pressure on. Dwayne Lamb, a quick kick to the pocket, and he gains about 25 metres and over the line, forward pocket for the West Coast. I think Lamb's been best man on the ground.
Well, he's certainly going to figure in the vote somewhere, I'd think. I think Johnny Worsfold, it's going to be a chance too.
Richardson gets the hand pass away to Francis. Look at Lamb. He's on him like a shot. Saunders towards Starcevic. With him is White, who defends well. Mainwaring has been superb. Russell has got to find something. Back towards centre wing. The Eagles players are fighting each other for the ball. White has it. Holding Collingwood at the moment. White goes towards half forward. Hines again the flyer. Couldn't complete the mark. Pert pumps a high ball. Gains probably 50 metres. White underneath it. Jakovic came over the top. Eagles have the players at the drop of the ball. Here goes Lamb, 55 metres out. A long kick by Lamb, and waiting in the square is Chris Lewis.
Well, they're on top everywhere, West Coast, but they're just not kicking goals.
Well, they can't get the ball over the centre, the Magpies. I'm just wondering whether it'd be worth considering moving Rocker onto the ball and Monkhorst down to full forward.
Chris Lewis coming up for kick number 11, looking for his first goal. But this will make the job just that much harder for Collingwood. At the moment, the margin is 10 points. There you can see the angle that he has to overcome. Lewis for his first. Collingwood's in real trouble.
Brock has gone into the ruck, and Monkhorst to full forward. Gerard Healy's coaching ability showing out again as the quick kick from Lamb. He is dominating out towards Peter Wilson. Wilson kicks it out to the half-forward line and over, but Collingwood just can't seem to get it forward, Gerard.
No, well, since quarter time, when they were just dominating every one-on-one battle, the whole thing has had a magnificent transformation if you're a West Coast Eagles fan. Not so for the Collingwood supporters. They're not out of it yet, but boy, they're going to have to start attacking the football and getting a bit more system.
Well, Lewis again, a strong tackle. Oh, it's almost thrown out. Lamb taps it back. Good play to Hampson. Hampson to Lamb. Lamb to Hampson. Into was Subic. Oh, he nearly marked it with one hand. They're still working hard. The Magpies desperately trying to get out of defence. Pressure on them. Taken away by Saunders. Receiving by Morwood. But Don Pike has read that well. He's taken Mitchell out of the game. So they're really, I can't see many winning Collingwood players around the ground. Ugle and Morwood. And over the back. Marked by Saunders. Saunders to the half-forward line. Jakovic. Over the back is Wilson. Backup support from Don Pike. Pike, plenty of time to steady and chip it across, and he finds his captain in Worsfold. On the Mitchell wide, he's got the running player in Brennan. He transfers play. Brennan waiting for it to sit. Now he's got it, Brennan. He brings it back to the centre of the ground and brings it to the half-forward line. Danger for Collingwood, Sumich and Pert. Now Lewis, kicked away by Pert. Pert again towards the half-back line, and here's Peter Sumich, and he lets it roll over the line. Sumich has kicked 5.
Throw in on the other side. The high kick now up towards Starcevic. White, Wilson over the top. Russell is there. Mainwaring trying to do the shepherding work. Collingwood unable to get it down into their forward zone and score. Mainwaring again. He's been magnificent. Kick this time is wide towards the boundary line. Mark to Richardson. He thought so. So Richardson to take it. Kick number 13 for Alan Richardson. Drifting it in towards the centre. Rocker breaks the tackle. Can he start something for Collingwood? No, look at Francis. He's pinged by Wilson. Goes to ground. Matera's away, but the whistle had sounded. Lamb again. Been superb. Up towards the half-forward line. Richardson again, the stumbling block. Good mark to McCartney. Well, there's time for Collingwood if they're good enough. McCartney on centre wing. In towards Starcevic. Can't take it. Mitchell. They set upon him like a pack of dogs. And he's going nowhere.
The ball at half forward for the Magpies. They trail by 2 goals 4. Still time, as Sandy said. They just don't look as though they're playing well enough. Eagles working very, very hard. A quick kick by Don Pike. This man has been magnificent. That's Harding. Rocker caught, loses the ball, and he dropped it. So that's holding the ball, and Harding has controlled the rucks all day. He's very mobile. That's the asset of Paul Harding. Now he kicks it wide. He's found the man out there too in Hines. Hines will swing it into half forward. Up they go. It's thumped away by the Magpies. Play 'em right. The racehorse. Francis has been quiet. On the left foot, Watson marks.
Great kick there from Tony Francis under the pressure of Lamb.
Shane Watson. This is where the Magpies have been falling down. Oh, he's off, he's caught. Umpire gives him the benefit. Kicked away, they're not doing it right, Collingwood, nothing going right. Peter Matera belts it out of bounds on the full. No, it bounced just on the line and over, but Starcevic went to play on when he had to go back and have a kick.
So a throw in on the right forward flank. Starcevic doing the ruck. One at the bottom. Pike somehow gets in and gets that ball down towards the pocket. Again, the Pies are able to clear, but so much is being asked of their defence. Matera swings it in towards right half forward, and again Hines takes the mark. 7 marks to David Hines. Well, he's 75 metres out from goal. One wonders if that's a little pedantic. Pert was the flyer. No mark taken. Saunders a clearing kick. Look at Lamb again on Francis. Now Wilson. Back to Hines. A high kick, but only as far as Rocker, who marked safely at half back. Look out, Gary Pert. Look out. It could come unstuck. Waterman, 40 metres from goal. Set sail with a left foot kick and puts through behind.
That would have been a sealer.
Would have been very, very costly. 12-10, plays 10-5 with just on 10 and a half minutes remaining.
Well, Collingwood have to kick 3 goals. They don't look like scoring 1 goal at the moment, let alone 3. But the Eagles letting them off the hook a little bit with this inaccuracy. Oh, here they come again, though. A quick kick was by Hampson in towards Sumic. Oh, he's marked. Peter Sumic, this will be the sealer. I hate to say it so early for the Magpie fans. Carl Langdon looking very, very happy. And good mark. This champion full forward has kicked 5, and I doubt whether he could miss this one from directly in front. He's been a thorn in the side of Collingwood all day. He has been far too good for Gary Pert. Goal number 6 coming up for Peter Sumic from directly in front, and he's a bit of the stutters. He wants to know where the mark is. And even though they're only 50 metres out, Gerard, you still get the twinge of nerves.
Certainly get those jitters, Pete.
Peter Sumic stabs and slams it through for goal number 6. So the Eagles look home. Carl Langdon and Brendan Crummell look very, very happy. 13-10, plays 10-5.
And we'll see the origins of this goal. Ball knocked back quickly. Good defensive work. Hampson long bomb. And Sumic just out bustling Pert on that occasion. And with his 6 goals, he becomes the equal highest goal scorer against Collingwood for the Eagles.
Michael Malthouse perhaps could start to enjoy this game now. The Eagles in control after quarter time. Rocker on the ball. Has been for a while now. The Collingwood fans somewhat silent. Rocker wins it, but they don't take it out of the centre. Main Waring has been superb. He pumps it to the half-forward line, and the mark taken by Waterman. They're moving everywhere for him down in the forward line. Sumic was his target, but Starcevic intercepts. Gets the hand pass away towards Saunders, who kicks wide. Lewis takes the mark right on the boundary line.
Starcevic has gone to centre-half back, and Craig Kelly is down in the goal square with Michael Monkhorst.
I think what comes out of this game, the Eagles are going to be very tough to beat again this year.
My word, Waterman drifted down into the pocket. And it's such a tight competition.
Well, question marks are going to be asked by Collingwood about Collingwood, and they are no certainties for the finals the way the competition is. They've got an extremely hard 6 weeks left, the final 6 weeks.
Their on-ball players have to do far more when the pressure games have let them down, Gerard.
They've been in a terrible slump, particularly since that bone was pointed.
Waterman from 48 metres, and Hines is the flyer.
And he's just tweaked the knee there, it looks, but not too seriously. That's just cramp.
Amazing how quickly they can recover when you've got the football 10 metres out, almost directly in front.
Big grab from Hines. Very, very quiet in the first quarter. But lifted terrifically in the second. Has gone on to be a good contributor at centre-half forward for the Eagles.
And Collingwood fans fearing the worst are starting to stream out of Victoria Park as Hines puts another nail in the Collingwood coffin.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1993 AFL Premiership season.
Finished up being an easy win to the West Coast Eagles. Collingwood kicking just 2 goals after half-time. Sumic got 6 for Collingwood. Mitchell kicked 3 and Rocker kicked 3. And the Pies have lost 4 out of their last 5 games to slump dramatically from premiership favourites to where are they now? Really, they need to turn it around. After the